But right now, a top of the table battle from the Engage Super League. Leeds Rhinos entertaining St Helens, and the Saints knowing victory here, and they'll probably end up at the top of the pile ahead of the playoffs. But they've not won here in 4 visits, and Leeds hope for the League Leaders' Shield themselves. The League Leaders' Shield is the last thing on the mind of the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Survival is their aim. Their cause wasn't helped by victory for the Bradford Bulls. Earlier this Saturday afternoon, Harlequins 18, Hull 16. Hull's first defeat in 14 matches. The table then, and St Helens are 4 points clear of Leeds. Hull stay third. They've missed the chance to go second with that defeat at the Stoop. So Leeds can open up a 2-point gap on them with victory here. Warrington 5th, Salford 6th. The Quins have moved up to 7th. And Salford are due to kick off in an hour's time in the south of France against the Catalan Dragons. So there are 2 more scheduled for Sunday. Huddersfield against Castleford. Winners will surely be safe with a win. And Warrington against Wigan. Both games there on Sunday. Kick off at 3 o'clock. For any news, by the way, of that Catalan Dragons Salford match, you should check it out on Sky Text. Well, a fantastic atmosphere as Kieran Cunningham leads the Saints out here. They could take a significant step towards a second successive League Leaders' Shield with victory. No team has achieved that before, but they have lost on the last 4 visits to this ground. Probably they are favourites to meet Leeds in this year's Grand Final, as they were to meet them in last year's Grand Final, but injuries hit them hard, so maybe it will be delayed until October the 14th. Leeds have got youngster Jordan Tansey at full-back. Lee Smith is dropped. Scott Donald, Chev Walker, Keith Senior, and another youngster, Ashley Gibson, on the wing. Danny Williams is dropped. Danny Maguire and Rob Burrow continue at half-back. The forwards, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Matt Diskin, Jamie Peacock, Ali Lauatiti, Gareth Ellis, and Kevin Sinfield captains the team. And on the bench, Ryan Bailey, Shane Millard, Willie Poaching, and Nick Scruton. The coach is Tony Smith. The Saints, they've got Paul Wellens at full-back, Adi Gardner, Jamie Lyne, Willie Tallow and Francis Melly. Jason Hooper is the standoff. Leon Price at scrum half. There is no Sean Long, he's injured. Paul Anderson, Kieran Cunningham captains the side at hooker, Jason Kalis, John Wilkin, Vinnie Anderson and James Graham. And the bench for the Saints occupied by Nick Fozzard, Lee Gilmour, James Roby and Mauri Parcevalu. The coach is Daniel Anderson. And Kevin Sinfield leads the Rhinos out. It's 25 years since a Leeds side last won 5 at home in a row against St Helens. That is the aim here for Kevin Sinfield and all these fervent Southstanders. Ashley Klein is the match referee. We're just about ready. It's a hot, muggy, humid afternoon. Full house. Great game in prospect. Oh, and there's invention. Short kickoff.
Tremendous thinking, wonderful tactics. Obviously, Tony Smith, the Leeds coach, said they do stand back and very slow on that 10-metre line, and they have taken full advantage. Wonderful stuff.
Well, they've got away with that. Every other team in Super League will now be waiting for that when they play Leeds in the future. This is Keith Senior. And Senior is grounded 20 metres from the St Helens line on tackle number 4. Here's big Ali Lauatiti running at Cunningham, running at Graham, Paul Anderson in there. And down he goes on the last tackle. Matt Diskin waits at dummy half. Ball is played to him, then into Danny Mcguire. Mcguire with a chip over the top, charged down by Jason Hooper. And it's play on.
Good work as well. Well, not the finish that Leeds wanted. Beautiful tactics right from the kickoff. Full credit to St Helens, they got back in numbers. And tremendous work by Jason Hooper. That's his job. He always sets himself up for whoever's going to do the kicking.
This is the way it looks head-to-head between these two sides. In all league meetings over the years, and in Super League since the competition began in 1996, the Saints do have slightly the upper hand, but as I said, it is 4 visits since they last won here. Well, there's an early touch for Ashley Gibson, the 19-year-old. He was substitute last week against Castleford. Tony Smith bringing a couple of changes in the wake of that 31-30 defeat by the Castleford Tigers. And from all accounts, it was a magnificent match, but not if you're a Rhinos fan, Phil.
No, both of these sides didn't play particularly well last week. However, Saints were good enough to get a win. Leeds will know, and I think you saw from the start, they need to take this game to St Helens here tonight. They sat back at times and allowed Castleford to dominate them. Maybe even a little too aggressive for the Rhinos. That can't be the case tonight.
Diskin misses out Maguire, gets it away to Gareth Ellis. It was high from Paul Anderson.
He knows it too. Not a swinging arm, just a grab. But he would have felt it slightly. Or maybe from that angle, felt it a little bit more than slightly. Silly penalty to give away, especially when they got away with the short kickoff. Shakes his head in dismay.
It's a penalty to the Leeds Rhinos, first of the match, and I can tell you that the rain is tumbling down here at Headingley. Perhaps the heat wave is coming to a temporary end, but it is a very muggy night. I know there's been a very big thunderstorm not far away from here in Doncaster over the past hour or so, and we're told that it is heading our way. Maguire with the inside ball to Lauatiti. Diskin. Haul down 2 meters from the line. Gets to his feet, plays the ball to Jordan Tansey. He fires it to Kevin Sinfield. They go wide and further wide and into the crowd from Gareth Ellis.
Big risk taken by the winger Francis Melly. Came right off the whitewash, applied the pressure. It was sufficient enough for Gareth Ellis not to get a right pass. They had the overlap, just a little dink, and they were in.
Brian Noble, the Wigan Warriors coach, is with us. A fantastic atmosphere, Brian.
Great start to the game as well, Eddie. The short kicking from Leeds excites everybody. Something different in a big game from them. And then the great charge down from Jason Hooper that gives Saints the ball back when it looked like Leeds were in the ascendancy. It's going to be an arm wrestle early on this one.
Certainly is, and let's go to Dave Hadfield on the press benches for the media's thoughts about possible man of the match.
Leeds aren't a one-man side or anything like it, but it's noticeable that they've only lost 5 games this season, and Kevin Sinfield's missed 4 of them. Some indication of how important he is to them, and a bit of imagination from him in the very first kick of the game. Also back tonight, Gareth Ellis rested last week when they lost to Castleford. He's been among the Rhinos' best in every game that he's played. No Sean Long for Saints, but the combination of Willie Talau, Francis Melly on the left wing, they can make their mark individually and collectively. And James Graham gets a chance to show what a versatile forward he is, packing down at loose forward tonight.
The referee was telling Leeds to wait for all their players to get back on side. And Jordan Tansey just delayed a moment or two. He's got the ball again here now. And he plays it there to Ashley Gibson. This is little Rob Burrow. Runs straight into Vinnie Anderson.
Searching for that half opening as a little half-back. But it's pretty strong defence from Leeds, and that's another poor kick. They got away with it.
They did, and here they come down that wing. It is Chev Walker. Good tackling though by the Saints defence. Straight into the face of Jason Kalis, the kick. Here's Sinfield again, now it's Gareth Ellis. Back it goes, and hoisting the bomb is Jordan Tansey. Wellens wants it, Wellens claims it, and Leeds are offside.
Good decision there by Ashley Klein. He was shouting out to the players that they were in front. Well, I'm not so sure Senior was.
I don't think Maguire was either.
Oh, well, Senior definitely wasn't.
Coach Tony Smith looking on a little ruefully. This is Paul Anderson, meanwhile, who drives the legs forward. Gets to within 40 metres of the Leeds Rhinos line. Kieran Cunningham flicks the pass. Here's John Wilkin. Halted by the tackle from Lauatiti.
If they're going to break this Leeds defence, they will be using the forwards. That is the one weakness I feel at times in this Rhinos outfit. They do go to sleep.
6 to go here. 6 to go here for the Saints. The ball comes back. It's with James Graham. Graham goes round Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here now is Leon Price. Bullets the pass wide to John Wilkin. Further wide it goes to Talau. Here is Francis Melly. Scott Donald stands his ground. Wrestles him to the ground. Talau to Wilkin. Here is Jason Kalis. And Kalis is halted 10 metres short of the Leeds line. Second tackle. Cunningham Anderson on the charge. Halted just 2 metres shy of the line. Cunningham. Here is Wilkin. Wilkin trying to stab the kick in. Play on, says the referee. The tackle count continues. That's the 4th tackle. It was Vinnie Anderson who dropped on it for the Saints. It is now with Wellens. Oh, and he went for the dummy and he dabbed the ball to the in-goal area. And there's work here for Leeds to do. They can't get out of trouble though. And Jordan Tansey is trapped in goal.
Well, you got to see just how important Sean Long is to this side, but also the skills the Saints players have. When Long's on the field, he's the one who does most of the kicking. Wilkin and Wellens here now, putting very accurate kicks in that are putting Leeds under pressure. Fantastic start for them now and their coach. Repeated set of possession. And I guess they might try and work whenever possible to try and get to Rob Burrow. Castleford successfully targeted him last week and got a couple of tries going over the top of him. I think Saints might try it tonight.
Sinfield's grubber kick from the goal line dropout arrives in the arms of Adi Gardner. We got a little glimpse then of Daniel Anderson, the St Helens coach. He's complained this week about the British get-together. He said it has disrupted his plans for this trip to Headingley. There are 10 St Helens players in the British party, but John Sharp, amongst others, has said it's a great idea, and I'm sure that Brian Noble, our guest here tonight, will echo those sentiments. Here comes the Saints with Kalis. Kalis dumps it back to Kieran Cunningham. Cunningham shifts the emphasis of the attack, and that went backwards off Maguire.
Good work from the official, but sloppy passing by Saints. Well, they've got themselves into a good position on 2 occasions of the Saints, and they've really just frittered the opportunities away. Okay, they did get a second set of 6, but that was not impressive.
Chev Walker scampers away, loses his footing. There was an almighty thunderstorm through the night here in Leeds as well. And the pitch, well, there was water standing on it at one stage today.
What an offload from Peacock. He attracted 3, then got it away. It's good defence. Leeds not got to the halfway line for the final kick.
And the kick from Danny Maguire is good though. And Adi Gardner's got to run this ball away from his own goal line, and he gets as far as Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Maguire.
Look at the offload there from Peacock, attracting 3. That's how you create the overlap. But again, and they've had to scramble a couple of times as Saints. They're getting back in numbers.
Fantastic atmosphere. The South Stand obviously enjoying this Saturday evening tea time kickoff. As Vinnie Anderson goes through the middle, and that was on the shoulder from Keith Senior, says the referee. Cunningham to Wilkin, and Wilkin humps the ball downfield. He's looking for a 40-20. Donald allowed it to bounce, did well. Picked it up about 8 metres from his own line. Taking on Wilkin, and Wilkin, great tackle. Here come Leeds again. One of the youngsters, Jordan Tansey, only 19 years of age. He's seen plenty of the action early on here.
That's quite a difference, isn't it, between how these two teams try and get out to that 20-metre zone. A penalty will assist Leeds here now. Interference at the play of the ball, but St Helens, it was the 3 backfield players, the fullback and 2 wingers who took the first runs, and they simply went down the middle. Leeds, they've got a different strategy. Let's move it wide if we necessarily can. They've come up with a free kick here now to Gareth Ellis.
And it's stupid play by Paul Anderson. That really is a coach killer. That's a second occasion. He's been trapped, 1 for a high shot, 1 for lifting the leg.
Here comes Jamie Jones-Buchanan for the Leeds Rhinos, a new 2-year deal signed by him in May. Now Danny Maguire and Ali Lauatiti. A real buzz of excitement when Lauatiti gets hold of the ball. Maguire down the short side to Senior, halted by Leon Price. Diskin, Sinfield, Burrow off his bootlaces, stabs the kick in behind Adi Gardner. And that's Francis Melly.
Great referee. Super stuff from Ashley Klein there. He was screaming to Chev Walker that he was offside before the kick, and that'll be the knock-on.
Who's knock-on, though?
I think it's Leeds.
It is. It's head and feet to Saints. St Helens are lucky to get away with that.
Ripped the ball out. You can see Alice just got a fingertip to it as it came through. That's a good decision. Well, some good build-up from both sides, but when it gets to the crucial moment, they seem to just panic slightly.
Danny Maguire packing down at loose forward then for Leeds as that scrum was formed. Kevin Ellis was standing out at stand-off. There is Maguire with the tackle on Vinnie Anderson. Here is James Graham. An outstanding first full season for James Graham. Cunningham, short ball, Kalis.
Oh!
Fabulous tackle by Gareth Ellis. Paul Anderson. Well, that's lifted Leeds. That tackle from Ellis.
Oh. Beautiful stuff, wasn't it? Kalis said, where did that come from? Must have had a number in front. It wasn't a bus.
Stab downfield from Wilkin. Here's the youngster again, Tanzi. Taking on Graham, getting past Leon Price. Not getting away from Jamie Lyon. Keith Senior. Leon Price is there. Oh, and Senior loses the ball. Now then, that's a decision for the touch judge.
Well, I'm surprised that A.D. Gardner made any attempt to go for that. That really was poor play. Senior made an error, lost it, went through, was going to the whitewash, and Gardner took it over. A 50-50 call, but with the rain piling down, he should have just left it.
Just noticing, by the way, as this scrum packs down, that Gareth Ellis is holding his shoulder quite gingerly after that big hit on Jason Kalis. And Daniel Anderson furious with A.D. Gardner for allowing that ball to come off him and over the line for the Leeds head and feet at the scrum.
Well, you've got to use your common sense. You know, you're only 10 metres, 15 metres away from your opposition line. Even if Senior had recovered to take the ball, they would have been in a very poor position, Leeds.
Bauer TT again over the top of Lyon, couldn't get away from Leon Price. Rob Burrow scampers forward, gives it to Danny Maguire, and Maguire gets the ball away to Ellis. A brilliant pass. Ellis.
Oh, he's got to go on his own.
Superb. Absolutely superb from Gareth Ellis. If you remember, it is exactly what he did against his old club, Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, when we were here a couple of weeks ago. He drew the fullback towards him on that occasion, stuttered, indicated that he was waiting for the support, and then pressed the accelerator and got over for the try. A fantastic first try for Leeds, scored by Gareth Ellis.
Well, this is the incident where Senior really should have given up possession, and Gardner, for some unknown reason, you can see how slippy it is down there, and from that position, Rob Burrow jinking in and out, and then the superb delayed pass from Mcguire. Look at that. He just came on a slight angle, did Ellis. I think he did the wrong thing as far as I'm concerned. He got away with it, but he had Burrow back on the inside, take nothing away, but look at the final pass. Bang! 50-50. You get away with things like that. Super rugby league football at its best. Never did look for the inside man. I wouldn't say it was the most dramatic sight I've ever seen in my life. It looked like a trip, but he got away with it.
And they play with width, the Rhinos. That's why they're so exciting to watch. The crowd love to see them. The fourth play the ball is on the wide here on the right, but look where he scored the ball, and it's shifting the ball that's really stretched this St Helens defence. Kevin
Sinfield adds the conversion points, and Leeds have a 6-point advantage. 6 home wins in round 21 last week, illustrating the value of home advantage in Super League. A.D. Gardner, though, he made the mistake, and Gareth Ellis, the try scorer.
There you can see Helens has just pulled him through. He comes on the angle and then starts sliding away. But well, I don't know whether there's a disco dance to this fella, but that was a little piece of footwork. Was it a trip, Brian Noble, or was it an intended step?
He'll tell you himself. He practices that twice a week at least, Gareth Ellis, especially the tongue and cheek as well when he's running down there.
23 of the last 30 matches in Super League have gone to the home side. Wigan are at Warrington tomorrow. Does a statistic like that bother you, Brian?
It does when you say it right in front of them. You're not prepared for it. No, it's a piece of field. It's a piece of field where there's an opportunity to get 2 points, and it's another opportunity to increase your performances, and that's what we're looking to do. But I thought Warrington played particularly well at Hull last week. It's going to be a really, really exciting encounter like this one.
Indeed so. Full house expected at the Halliwell Jones. Full house here tonight for this meeting of the top two in the Super League. And Gardner now with something to do and something to make up to for his coach, I think. Great offload by Graham. Great hands from St Helens. Here's Parcevalu. They're offside. Leeds all offside.
It's something that they try to perfect, the Rhinos. They come up very quickly out wide in the centres, coming on the angle, and Walker just strolled forward, made no attempt. Just lack of concentration. Ooh.
Well, the tackling tonight will be uncompromising. You can rely on that. This is Cunningham, delayed a couple of times, and Diskin and Jamie Jones-Buchanan got to him. Wellens is the dummy half. This now Vinnie Anderson. Up the middle he goes. 18 metres away from the Leeds line. Cunningham to Wilkin. Wilkin fires the pass to Wellens, fires the pass to Willie Talau. Back it comes to Wilkin. Wilkin going on his own. Rather, Wellens going on his own. This is Parcevalu trying to do a Cunningham, and I think he's over. The referee will ask the video referee tonight, Ian Ollerton, to check on this. But Mauri Parcevalu believes he has scored his 60th appearance for St Helens for Parcevalu. Has he got this ball down?
I think he might have. It's a good effort. That's try time. No doubt about that. That is on the ground. That's TRY. I can't see any doubt in that one. Yep. This will come up. This will silence the big crowd here at Headingley. And good work by Parcevalu.
It was Kieran Cunningham-esque, that, wasn't it? But it's the decision of Ian Ollerton we wait for. And the try is given on benefit of the doubt. Well, this benefit of the doubt is getting more and more doubtful. Last week we had benefit of the doubt when it was an onside, offside opinion, and tonight we can see clearly that ball was down, surely.
It was more likely than not, I think, that eventually the ball, part of the ball touches the ground. I know initially the angle was that the arm was underneath the ball itself, but I think the bottom tip, the closest to his midriff, probably does touch the ground there, Eddie, and he deserves a try for his efforts to crash through their three defenders. Leeds will be mortified to concede a try in that manner. I know how hard they practice on defending against those plays, and Walker and his teammates will be desperate to make up for that.
Mauri Parcevalu, the try scorer, only 5 starts out of his 60 appearances, and here now is Jamie Lyon. 2 great years at St Helens, no winners' medals yet though. Off back home to Manly in Australia, and 2 points in the bag for the Saints.
Well, I'm with
6
you,
apiece.
I cannot believe that these video referees are going to call it forevermore benefit of the doubt. What doubt was there? The ball was clear, it touched the ground.
I'm not so sure that the Wigan coach agrees, or maybe I'm misreading the look.
No. I think it was a fair try, and I think it was clear to see, but perhaps the doubt was whether it was Mauri Parcevalu or Francis Melly, who knows.
Great run from the try scorer here. This is Kieran Cunningham. Here is Jason Kalis. The important thing as far as St Helens are concerned, of course, is the try has been given. Whether it was benefit of the doubt or not, it's given. It's on the scoreboard. It's 6-all. And this is Willie Talau. Kieran Cunningham. Leon Price.
The one thing that Saints are very good at is that they will back up with another try within minutes.
That's a kick that's gone almost behind John Wilkin. And Leeds have got that ball back. That wasn't the best kick. That is where they missed Sean Long, isn't it?
To a certain extent, yeah, although how many times do you see a misdirected kick like that? Players sort of lose concentration on the defensive side, and they inevitably lead to a try, but yeah, Sean Long does add to that. Too much pressure perhaps on Wilkin having to make all of the kicks this match.
This is Scott Donald, who gets to his feet, plays the ball just over halfway, and Danny Maguire now. He gets to... Oh! Kalis caught Danny Maguire then.
Did he ever?
And I think...
There's plenty of afters after him.
Well, I think Danny Maguire picked the wrong man then. He saw Murray Parcevalu and had a bit of a pop at him, and Parcevalu then gave it. You see, he's got the wrong man. It's Kalis, but just watch. He sees, the first face he sees is Murray.
I just had a little elbow in it, and Parcevalu says, well, you give me one elbow, I'll give you a bunch of five. Nothing over the top.
So the whole incident is on report.
Well, I don't think Stuart Cummins even has to put it on the machine to see that. There was just a little bit of pushing, and there's nothing outrageous.
I don't think it was the afters, I think it was the tackle. This is Lara TT. And now Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Little half-back Burrows, a man to watch here.
Flicks the ball back. Again, another lost footing by Leeds in the shape of Jordan Tanzi. Diskin to Maguire, to Sinfield. Sinfield stabs it through, bounces back to Lara TT. Here is Senior, and Senior is bundled over the line by terrific St Helens defence.
That's a reason why these two teams are 1 and 2 in the league. They get back in numbers, don't they? They help as a unit. We saw a pretty impressive performance last night from the Bradford Bulls, talking about playing as a full unit, full team. Good encouragement all round, a lot of talking between the players, and we're seeing exactly that from both these sides. And the rain keeps tumbling down, and that surface, remember, it would have been bone hard for several days, and therefore it'll be very slippy indeed.
23 minutes on the clock, 6 points apiece. Leeds have averaged 32 points a game this year. They are the competition's leading try scorers, leading point scorers. 675 points, 120 tries in 21 rounds. Right now, though, we're seeing them in defensive mode.
I've seen two very determined sides, Eddie. I think wanting to get the psychological advantage with just 6 games left after this till the end of the season. And really, I wanted to just put a marker down and say we're 1 step ahead of you at present.
That was touched by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Bounces nicely for Ashley Gordon, and he has been missed. He hasn't been missed second time. Ashley Gibson, I beg your pardon. Ashley Gibson. Jordan Tanzi. New names in the lead side. Impressive though, aren't they? Here is Nick Scruton. There's Leeds' remaining fixtures. And there's the Saints. St Helens leading the way in the table at the moment. Good scampering run forward from Matt Diskin. Last tackle though for Leeds.
Well, with weight condition, surely they'll keep it on the ground, spin anywhere.
It's with Sinfield. They're running it on the last tackle. Looping pass out to Gibson. Gibson dabs the ball forward. Jamie Jones-Buchanan was offside, told to stay out of it by Ashley Klein. Wellens gets so far and then is halted.
If any youngster were watching that passage of play there, look at the positional sense of the St Helens fullback Paul Wellens. He read it superbly, didn't go too far towards the touchline. He knew perhaps that if a kick was going to come, it was going to come back into the field of play. Tremendous player, this fella.
Cunningham goes down the left channel with Jason Hooper.
There's some big hits going on out there. This is a bruiser.
1 or 2 people, and Fossard's out there now. 1 or 2 people were expecting that perhaps with Challenge Cup semi-finals due for both of these two clubs next weekend, they might be just taking it easier than normal this evening, but this is the Super League. You don't take anything easier than normal.
Pretty hard from Vinnie Anderson, but he got the shirt. That's what saved him. often looks worse than what really is happening out there.
Lawatiti straight at Lyon. St Helens stand firm again in defence. Kevin Sinfield, Danny Maguire, Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Halted by Cunningham, finished off by Leon Price. Shane Millard's on.
Saints are coming up very quickly, as you can see there, and maybe it's time to have a little chip over the top. Something a little bit different, or maybe the dink through.
Maguire with the chip down the line, but that's easy for Francis Melly. And Francis Melly is away. They get the penalty for the high shot.
Arm, yeah, that's good refereeing. You can't just let players get away with just flipping the hand out, bang. There's a habit of doing that, Mcguire. And that is a vital penalty. If you're beaten, just accept it. Oh.
Fazzard straight at Gareth Ellis. Parcevalu. Oh, and he's escaped the net again, Parcevalu. He's got support there, and now then.
He's held up over the line.
He
10
is.
to play the ball. Great defence. That's the speed that Leeds have. They might be in trouble. They've missed a few tackles. Parcevalu and Fazzard, their power taking the Saints forward. Great cover there.
Gilmour just couldn't get the ball down.
Hint of a forward pass, but it was very strong forward play, wasn't it? Very strong.
Well,
Danny! Stay square, guys. Big hole square. In front of him. On the tip. Wait. Get the ball. Yeah, the ball there. You'll play the ball. Come on.
No, it's a Dewsbury boy.
Lee Gilmour gave the ball to Leeds. Thought it was on the last tackle. It's anything but. Oh, Vinnie Anderson's dropped it. Keith Senior's away. Lions after him. Gardner has missed him. Senior for the corner. Keith Senior halted by Lyon, but gets the try anyway. Oh, what a catalogue of errors for St Helens. And how quick was Keith Senior then. No wonder this fellow is the competition's leading try scorer of all time. And he is the man who's made the most appearances as well. A length of the field try for Leeds.
Well, it should have been a try for Saints. Price just set it up, and Anderson just completely made a meal of it. Well, a lot of people think that it's not all that fast, but he knew in these slippy conditions. You see how it came in on the arc? It just gone field to centre. It was a gift. I'm away. I'm not taking my coat off because I'm not going to stop. And he came round on the arc. Great last effort from Lyon, but the slipping conditions, the big fella went over. You take your chances, and he has.
2 tries against the Saints here in 2001. That was a 74-16 result. Just 3 games short of 400 career appearances now is Keith Senior, and that's try number 10 of this Super League campaign. And it's Kevin Sinfield again to line up the conversion attempt. You can see the rain falling heavily in the background. Saints behind their own posts. Not happy that they have conceded the second Leeds try to Keith Senior. Now, can Sinfield add the extra 2? Yes, he can. Leeds 12, St Helens 6.
What a gift. There you see it. Look at the gap. It's through. You can see the angle that Senior's on. He's off balance, and he says, whoo, where did that come from? Run to the corner, drag the defence, then come back on the arc. It was sufficient. You can see there that Lyon just had to correct his run. He was in.
Keith Senior, 30 years of age, 28 Great Britain caps, and he's been virtually a certainty in the Great Britain side over the past decade.
Yeah, the Leeds fans are singing in the rain at the moment. They're happy because they've got such a fast team. You know what we saw last night in the build-up to the game? Bradford only scored 6 tries from players within their own half this year. Leeds, the competition's best. That's their 35th try they've scored from within their own half. They are a quick side and given chances can go the length of the field as we've just seen.
Shane Millard with a big pump downfield. He's looking for a 40-20 here. He's looking for a 40-20. He has got one. Fantastic kick from Shane Millard.
Sensational. I never really realised he had this in his box of tricks.
Just missed the corner post. Had it have hit the corner post, it would have been deemed to be touching goal. Fantastic kick from Shane Millard.
Now then, are they going to work a blindside switch here? Will Sinfield pick up the ball from the loose forwards position?
Brian, it's exciting, isn't it?
It's a super game. They're actually really getting into each other as well, Eddie. And let's see what they come out from the scrum here, but that's a sensational piece of skill from Shane Millard. I think it's a fantastic move.
It is, because it rewards the kick, it rewards the attacking kick, and that's why Leeds are now 5 metres away from the Saints line. They're in possession here with Ali Lauatiti. Lauatiti will play the ball to Shane Millard. Millard, knock on this time. Well, all the good work comes to naught. It was a wonderful kick. I don't know whether you noticed there, look at the water coming off the Headingley pitch.
Was that assisted by Fozzard? Certainly looked as he's got his fingertips in there, but it appeared to be 1-on-1. Either way, they've lost position.
Steve, well, we've not had rain for months. Where has all this water come from?
Usually from the sky, Eddie.
It's not been bouncing down, has it?
Well, the thing is, as I said, the ground has been hard. It's been parched. It's like the Sahara Desert around our place.
Whoa, and there was a flash of lightning then.
This is what Leeds are doing really well in this game. When Saints are good, Fozzard, Parcevalu, Anderson and Kalis make 10 metres, and the rest of them, like Gilmour, take advantage of that with their scoots as well. But Leeds are stopping them at the source, that initial go forward.
Well, the thunder and lightning crackling overhead, and that's over the shoulder of Leon Price, and good job that John Wilkin was there.
Let's play on. He was touched by a Leeds player.
Here is Scott Donald. Oh!
Great defence.
Wonderful tackle by Willie Talau. This is Chev Walker. 92 career tries. Can he reach the 100 before switching codes next year?
That was poor timing there by Johns Buchanan. He overrun the ball and he had to virtually stop.
Sinfield going nowhere.
Run.
Willie Poaching is on. Shane Millard, this is Nick Scruton. Last tackle here for Leeds. Finds its way to Mcguire, and a little dab over the top by Maguire. Poaching is after this. They're going to be trapped in goal. Goal line dropout coming up.
That's called using your brains. And Danny Mcguire knew it. See the backskin spin on the ball, and he knew that it was just before the line. The momentum was going to take him over. Great work. He's not happy with it. Getting quite emotional these days, Daniel Anderson. When he first came over, he was very cool, calm and collected. It's amazing what Super League can do for coaches.
His team are playing against the team really with a point to prove tonight, Eddie. I think the defeat at Casford last night really has fired the Rhinos up, and at the moment, that determination to chase the kick, you just saw Poaching come on, and he has in the past had a massive impact for the Rhinos in the periods when Tony Smith has introduced him at critical points of games.
Just looking around the St Helens players, James Roby has come on, and there he is trying to tackle Rob Burrow, and along with one or two others, Vinnie Anderson and Jamie Lyon, I think they've all had a trip to the barbers this week. Maguire, halted by Hooper. Oh, brilliant pass to Millard. Here is Jamie Jones Buchanan. Good tackle by James Roby. Millard and Sinfield flicks the pass wide. Knocked forward. Oh, that went forward. That went forward first from Chef Walker.
Yeah, that's silly play by Willie Tallow as well. It's on, it's on. For those in black and white, it's the blue corner's to your right and the red corner is to your left. That was a neat little pump, pump, pump. Short, sweet, and effective. Well, that was a knock-on.
It was.
No doubt about it.
The referee didn't call it that way.
He took offence with the fact that he actually got tackled. And push, shove, push, few words, whack, whack. Impressive.
Well, this will be interesting for the referee to sort out. He's going to the back pocket. It's a sin bin for Willie Tallow. I wonder if Chef Walker is going to be following him.
Well, he should do.
He is. They're both on their way. It's a penalty to Leeds, though.
Well, they're still having a few words to each other as they left the field of play. Interesting.
I think the video ref had a little word in Mr. Klein's ear then. Maybe Ashley Klein said, just have a look at that for me, Mr. Ollerton.
And Leeds say we'll calm things down and take the chance of a 2. There's nothing in it, it was just a push and then... Why did Walker have to just push and shove? I know that Tallow should not have retaliated, and he did. There's little Rob Burrow somewhere in the middle of probably the smallest guy in Super League saying, come on fellas, calm it down. I doubt if he can get a job in a nightclub as a bouncer. You never know.
Sinfield, trusty boot of Sinfield, and he's added the extra 2 points. That's 14-6.
And that could be an important 2 points as this game progresses, especially late in that second half, because in these conditions, with mention it's extremely muggy. And it's
well, they're all out in the open end, and you need the cagoules today. Lyon restarts. Just over 2 minutes to half-time.
Oh, he nearly lost that.
Scruton. Good tackle by Leon Price. Here comes Willie poaching. Gets the ball away. Offside. Poaching. Ball was knocked forward and Poaching picked it up. So it's a penalty to St Helens.
Well, in slippery conditions, you've just got out of your own quarter. Why on earth do you want to offload? It should be up the jumper and try to get as much feet forward as you can.
Well, St Helens will look for the try here that will help them during half-time. That was a run from Roby. John Wilkin to Leon Price, and that's Wellens, and this is Lee Gilmour, and as Gilmour slid in, he has.
It's a try.
Just wants to check that there was no double movement, I think.
See if he promoted that ball as he was sliding.
He's moving all the time, and no one stopped him. That is moving, 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 and that is in slow motion. So in normal time, that's a try. No worries about it.
And that's why St Helens are at the top of the league at the moment, Eddie. They were a bit annoyed, they conceded a penalty with that little punch-up, and then they kicked the ball downfield. Their defence to contain and force the mistake. As the screen flashes try, doesn't make the Leeds fans happy, but Saints deserve that. That's a magnificent 2-minute effort there.
Yes, they didn't take the 2 points on offer, did they? They decided to go for broke and get the try they need, and try they have, courtesy of Lee Gilmour. That's his 5th try of the campaign. He was a centre against the Harlequins last week.
Why on earth do you have to do that? You're a big lumbering forward that has to take the ball away, and he tries to offload to a 3/4. And they paid a very expensive price in the dying seconds of this first half. When it looked as though they had full control of this game, the Rhinos, they let themselves down. Full credit to Saints. They've taken their chance.
Cool head from Gilmour. Must have been tempted to just lift the arm, promote the ball, but he didn't. Lyon with the conversion attempt. Fantastic kick from Jamie Lyon. And St Helens back to within 2 points at half-time. 14 points to 12. 2 tries apiece. The difference, the goal kick from Kevin Sinfield from the penalty, from the schmozzle that resulted in 2 players being dismissed to the sin bin, Walker and Talau. A great first half of the Super League. The league leaders against the team in second, and it's the team running second at the moment who have the advantage. Here is the way it looks at half-time. Leeds 14, St Helens 12. The leaders just behind. Let's have a word with the injured St Helens captain, Paul Sculthorpe. Is on the sideline with Ben Pro.
Paul, I'm sure you're itching to be out there. What's the latest on the injury, first of all?
It's going really well. I'm hoping to be back either next week or the week after the Huddersfield game.
And as for this game, very, very tight affair. How important was the try just before half-time from a Saints point of view?
Yeah, very much so, to keep us in contact. It's a pretty even game. Both sides playing really well. Some great defence, some great collisions. It's important that we play the conditions in the second half and get some good field position.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Thank you.
St Helens will be glad to see Paul Sculthorpe back, injured of course, after about a quarter of an hour of his debut as the Great Britain captain against New Zealand last month. Not played since. And Kevin Sinfield, well, there's another interesting switch of tactic.
Do you know, wasn't it read though so well by Paul Wellens, quickly to react, otherwise that ball could have skipped down to the try line, which is what Kevin Sinfield had hoped for. Instead, Saints are automatically possession inside Leeds half.
It's Nick Fozzard for St Helens. Thunderous challenge on him by Scruton. A little juggle by Leon Price. Good hands from St Helens. That's knocked down and picked up.
That's play on
by Ashley Gibson.
That's that rule that I certainly don't like. The sooner we get back when a knock-on is a knock-on, back to that, I'll be happy.
But Steve, if somebody kicks the ball close to you at the touchline and unintentionally it hits your leg and go in touch, what do you think the decision should be then? It's the same thing, isn't it? If you unintentionally go for the ball and it goes off you into touch, should it be your head and feet?
Listen, if you knock on, you can't knock on with your legs, okay? I'm talking about this is a ball game where you use your hands. And if somebody knocks on and it goes forward, it should be just that.
To be fair, Steve-O has been quite consistent with his view about that ever since the rule was first brought in.
Well, then it's an inconsistency in the rule, isn't it, what you're looking for? A different rule for if it comes off your hand than any other part of your body.
I'm only talking about the hands, a knock-on. If it comes off any other part of your body, it's not a knock-on.
Millard with a kick down the line.
It's a good one too.
It is a great kick, and it meant that Wellens had to ground the ball in his in-goal area.
He's so casual, this guy, but he is ticking all the time. It's a good kick. It's mine, he says. Smothers it. I don't think I've seen a better fullback for years than this fella. And that's saying something.
I'm going to say Radlinski wasn't a bad one.
Yep. I put him ahead of him.
Well, that is a big rap.
Yep.
Sinfield collects the goal line dropout. Picks up pace, makes 20 good metres. Leeds on the attack. Tackled by Roby. Here is Senior. Always danger when this fella has the ball. Poaching. driving it forward for the Rhinos. Saints having to muscle up in defence. That's Shane Millard. They're 10 metres away. It's with the captain, Kevin Sinfield. Infield to Rob Burrow. Had to go back and pick that up. Oh, Rob Burrow was nearly through. Important tackle by Roby. Here now is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. It goes wide. Now then, there is the rule that
What
Mr.
should it
Clark
be?
is talking
It hit
about.
his hand unintentionally. Is that a knock-on? Should this be Leeds' head and feet, Steve-O?
It's play on, of course it should. That's the rule.
No, it's St Helens head and feet, because that is the rule
No,
now.
Clark has got a point that he's going into the tackle. If it's play on in the field of play, he has a point.
But Steve-O says that would be a knock-on, doesn't it? In your example.
Yeah, but it didn't hit the field of play, Phil. It went directly into touch. You can't have it as that. I know what you're talking about. It's a stupid rule.
Roby gets to his feet, plays the ball. This is Parcevalu. Jamie Jones-Buchanan's after him. They're all after Parcevalu.
Did Alice give him a little bit of a pat? I think he might have.
Roby had to be alert then. This is Jason Hooper. Roby to Fozzard. Whoa, Scruton is giving Fozzard some. Wilkin left-footed down the line. Good kick, collected by Jordan Tansey.
He's impressed with this youngster.
Referee said that was over the shoulder, the tackle from Francis Melly, and I think it is a penalty to St Helens because Tansey has moved off the mark. There's where the tackle is made.
Well, it looked hard, didn't it? It looked high, and then he gave him a bit of a scrub, so that should have been a penalty straight away. He then pushed him. What on earth does Mr. Ashley Klein want? Melly's all over him. That was a bit hard on the youngster.
This is Roby. Can St Helens get the early breakthrough in this second half? Wilkin down the short side. Still John Wilkin. Very quick on his feet, Wilkin, and I know his coach Daniel Anderson is a big fan. Roby to Leon Price. Leon Price saw a gap. It was quickly filled though by the tackle from Ryan Bailey. Quick play the ball to Roby. Here is Wellens. Wellens dropped the shoulder. Important that from Millard. Knock on.
Wow. That is a rarity. He said he was being interfered with. He was trying to play the ball. Did he stand up first? No. Played the ball incorrectly. Should have been a penalty anyway. You got to regain your feet. Well, the panic is setting in. That's the tension. 2 points between the two sides.
Well, Saints know they win here, and they can virtually just say, well, that league leader shield stays where it is.
I think it's fair to say, Eddie, there's not going to be a lot of points in this second half as well. That's maybe the tension. When you get up close to your opponent's line, they're desperate to get over it and get some reward. This is going to be a slogfest in the middle.
Both sides now back up to the full complement, by the way. The sin-binned players have returned. That's good defence.
Well, the lightning is flashing all around us, and it's getting very sharp out there as well. There has been some huge hits. Sit back and enjoy this.
Hope you've got your
stars, you're not out there.
Hope you've got your rubber soles on, Steve-O. Sinfield, it's a beautiful dink over the top. It's collected on that far side. Senior is the man who carries it forward on tackle number 5. Last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield with the kick, drifts it over the top. Jamie Jones-Buchanan is after this. Francis Melly will pick it up for Saints. Wellens.
Great stuff from Leeds. First the chip to the corner, then the chip downfield. Oh, this is a tough one.
The crowd loving it. Trust you are as well at home. The last grand final that St Helens played, 2002. They beat Bradford. Knock on by a former Bradford man, Paul Anderson.
Another big hit from the man, Shane Millard.
Well, Shane Millard has gone for the ball there.
Yep.
No question about that.
Yeah.
That's the anomaly in this rule.
It's a nonsense, Eddie.
Having said that, that's 2-on-1 anyway, so it should have been a penalty, St Helens. Leeds not complaining. They're in possession with Keith Senior. Now poaching on the charge.
Oh, they're hunting. They've got plenty of ammunition out there.
Sinfield, good hands to Gareth Ellis. Ellis just couldn't get the pass away to Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
It's all about getting themselves in a good position and keeping down there.
Burrow, ball in field to Scruton.
Oh,
how did he get that ball away?
He did. He was alert. Oh, it's going to be a penalty one way or the other.
Bailey for Leeds. Last tackle. Referee gave Leeds the advantage. Millard is there. Will he try and poach one? No. It goes to Kevin Sinfield. Sinfield slides the kick through. That's a knock on. Back to zero. Back to zero. He wipes the tackle count down. Sinfield didn't hear it.
Didn't know it.
Do you know what? It was a very late indication from the referee. Sinfield was looking towards him. The referee, listening in his earpiece for a direction there, came too late for Sinfield.
Well, he could surely have seen that, Mr. Clyde.
He's only seen it by that time. Kevin's already committed then.
It's a penalty to St Helens, meanwhile, to relieve all the pressure.
Well, it's panic stations, both sides at the moment. 100 mile an hour. Shocking conditions. And they are just lining themselves up and saying, come and have a shot at me.
Here's Kieran Cunningham. Gives it to Anderson. He will trundle it further forward for the Saints. Look at the conditions they're watching this in, they're playing in. Cunningham for St Helens. A few more metres pinched. Price, not the best pass. Wellens tries to go inside Jamie Jones-Buchanan. He, Scruton and Millard bring him down.
Amazing quality of skills out there, considering the conditions. It's just unbelievable. Put the mock on.
You did. Talau is not tackled. Now he is. Wilkins skips away from Burrow. Oh, a sliced kick. He might get away with it. He will get away with it. They miss Sean Long with the kicking.
I think they miss him for more than just his kicking, Eddie. And the value really just how important he is in the direction that the team takes. Cunningham trying his best at the Roby when they're on the field doing their best, but Long's experience really is probably the determining factor as well. And without him, they need a new leader.
They do need a new leader, and we all know, Brian, don't we, what happened to St Helens without Sean Long, without Darren Albert back end of last year.
Well, you've got to learn to survive without them. And, you know, St Helens are still in this game, irrespective of them having a couple of skew whiff kicks. That might be down to the conditions as well. There's no doubt they lack an element of composure in that last play scenario for them. And I'm so much admiration of both these teams. They're really getting into each other. Their line speeds are good. Their shoulder contacts are good. This means the world to them. It's a terrific game of rugby.
It is. There is maybe a little more than just simple bragging rights at stake here. Because if Leeds win, they're back in the hunt for the League Leaders' Shield and all the benefits that has going for it in the playoffs. Fossard has caught Ryan Bailey high.
Well, Ryan Bailey just at the last moment saw that Fossard had lined him up and he tried to get out of it. Fossard lays the arm. I mentioned at half-time that the team that has the least mistakes and errors, and that's got to be counted as one. It's given Leeds about 40 metres downfield.
I think this game means something to Daniel Anderson.
He must be worried about a lip reader somewhere on this side of the ground, though. He keeps covering his mouth, doesn't he, when he says something down that microphone?
Well, I thought
maybe doesn't want anyone to hear.
I thought for one moment he was ordering 4 coffees.
I think he's ordered Fossard off the field. Here's Lauatiti. Fossard has taken his place on the bench. He said, Foz, and then he shouted, must have been, get him off the field. And he's taking a breather, Nick Fossard. Peacock goes down on tackle number 4. Here is Kevin Sinfield. A drifted kick through. Chances here. It's all over the place. Wilkin to the rescue.
Super kick. He's in fine form, Sinfield. It all started, didn't it? Right from the kickoff of this match. Little chip over the top. Oh. Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Can't believe it. Neither can the coach, Tony Smith. It is teeming down there.
Third goal line dropout that St Helens have had to take. Here is Ryan Bailey. Leeds come back at St Helens again with Millard to Walker. Great tackle. Low down. It was Roby. Here is James Jones-Buchanan, and it's another Roby tackle.
Good tactics by the Rhinos. They're using the big forwards. They know if they get anywhere near the line, you slide over.
And here is Peacock.
He could prove the difference, couldn't he?
That's Leeds 8 metres short of the line. Rob Burrow. Oh, it's good work. Oh, he's lost it, Burrow. It was terrific work at the marker position there by the St Helens man. Here's Roby. Just over 18,000 people in here. It is a sellout. And when that new stand that we've seen many times behind the posts away to our right is completed by the match against Warrington on the 1st of September, this will be a ground to behold. There it is, nearly ready. September the 1st is deadline day, and that will increase the capacity by a couple of thousand. So what a place this will be then to watch your rugby league. Good work from Jordan Tansey here, but he only gets as far as Graham.
Good work there.
He's lucky that Scott Donald was there. Scott Donald with the pace. Great run from the winger.
That just shows you how well trained and coached this side is. They had numbers to come back in case there was the error. Donald saved the day.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Knock on. That's a big hit. James Graham involved, so too Jason Kalis.
Yep, squeezed out. Not surprising. It is torrential out there.
Phil, we've got some magnificent youngsters knocking around in the Super League just now. But James Graham looks head and shoulders above them.
It's very hard to play at all very close to your best week after week, particularly when you're a young player. But this season, James Graham seems to be able to do that for St Helens. Last week he was outstanding, and again here now in the front row, he's equally as impressive as anybody that Leeds have out there.
Here is Melly, looks to get a whirl away to Tallow, which he does. And Tallow gets it on to Vinnie Anderson, and Vinnie Anderson gives it back to Melly, and here is Roby, but the Leeds defence stands firm.
Boy, that was cracking stuff, wasn't it?
Scintillating attack building by St Helens. This is Graham, gets it away to Melly, now it is Tallow, shrugs off Donald. Donald just sat there and pulled him down with help from Jones-Buchanan. Vinnie Anderson inching towards the Leeds line, the Saints, looking for the score that will take them into the lead. Tallow looping past to Cunningham. Cunningham on it goes to Wilkin. Wilkin, back it goes to Leon Price. Price then to Wellens, big hit. Great tackle, Gibson. Leon Price gets the ball away somehow. Wellens, Lyon, great hit by Senior. Knock on. And that's where this interpretation of this rule can be so frustrating. Unless it was a clear knock-on from Jamie Lyon.
What a hit from Gibson. That certainly was a gamble that he took. And then involved in the tackle, and yet he's being deemed it to be the knock-on.
I don't think that's a loose carry by Lyon.
No, it was knocked out. It's confusing, to say the least.
Do you think in these conditions, Brian, it's going to be a try from a kick that's going to break the deadlock in defence?
Well, Kevin Sinfield went close earlier. I think I was talking about Sean Long being missing for St Helens. They've certainly got the expertise there with Danny Mcguire, Rob Burrow and Kevin Sinfield once they get down that end of the park, and they're going to have to be really, really thorough at St Helens in their kick defence. I think it could be a kick. I think it could be a missed tackle. These two teams have got the ability to score from tries from anywhere, as you well know. Fantastic. I'll tell you what, they're just getting into each other, aren't they?
Aren't they ever? That was a fantastic tackle by Roby and Graham on Jamie Peacock. Sinfield just hammers the ball downfield into open space. Melly is there, waiting for it carefully, picks it up. Francis Melly, halted by Scott Donald and Chev Walker. That could be interesting as we count down the number of substitutes that are left for these two clubs, as they're bound to get tired. High shot on Wellens.
Halil Artiti, and that is not what Leeds needed. He runs very upright, hit the shoulder first, but there's no doubt he finished in the mush. And it's things like that. He said, I hit him on the chest. You did, to start with, and finished in the face. Patience is also going to be a key as we go towards the final quarter. Try not to rush it, just get field position, because the mistakes are going to come.
Great ball from Cunningham to Wilkin. Cunningham gives it to James Graham. Graham takes the tackle but has lost it. Referee's blown the whistle for the knock-on. And he holds his hand up, says, sorry fellas. I was just thinking then, Steve, as we watched that, you know, Huddersfield and Hull Kingston Rovers who meet these two next week, they'd be delighted that this is going on. They're knocking 7 bells out of each other.
Well, I'm not so sure that they were that delighted the way that these two sides are playing. It has been superb. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been tough though, hasn't it? You take my point.
Oh, extremely tough. It will take it out of them. But they'll also be quaking in the boots. I mean, we just saw a passage of play down in this left-hand corner from St. Helens. 7 passes. You'd have thought it was a beautiful dry day. It's throwing it down.
Oh, interception, Vinny Anderson.
That's the mistake I was talking about.
Jamie Lyon, Jason Kalis, Leon Price comes back this way, away from Senior, tries to straighten it up. Whoa, Bailey comes over the top. Cunningham, Wilkin, Wellens, Gilmour. Great tackling by Chev Walker and little Rob Burrow. Francis Melly trying to muscle him out to the line, has dropped the ball. Play on, because it is in the hands now.
No advantage to Leeds. Well spotted by Ashley Klein.
Gareth Ellis had hold of it.
He's worked tirelessly as Ellis, especially in defence. He really has muscled up big time.
Massive look of relief on the face of Chev Walker after throwing that pass there, the interception. Boy, he was happy his teammate saved him. You don't want to be the one here who lets your team down now. Such a close game.
20 minutes has gone in this second half, and we are as we were at half-time. Lyon brings Scott Donald to ground. Sinfield to Lauatiti. Through Graham, not through the next two. And Graham comes back for more. Millard, Peacock. Great run from Jamie Peacock. Here is Millard. Ellis. Ellis was looking to offload. Burrow. Scampering run from Burrow. Last tackle. Millard will just dab it down. Walker's after it, but Wellens has it. Poaching there. And Wellens is finished off by Chev Walker.
Great build-up by Leeds.
Let's go down to the sideline. Injury news about Leeds. Ben.
It's Danny Maguire, Eddie. He didn't come out for the start of the second half. He's actually got a bruised shin, and the Leeds coaching staff just wondering whether he will play any further part in this game. They're just keeping an eye on him, warming up a few moments ago, so he could still play a part in this game.
Great hands from St Helens again, and here comes the Kiwi combination, but Talau went without it. Donald's in touch, he'll play the first knock on, the referee.
Yeah. Well, you've got to pat them on the back for at least trying. You can see the water just splashing. A little bit similar to the famous Wembley splash. many years ago. Leeds and Wakefield. They just don't know how, it seems, to play any different, this team in red and white.
Ellis from the base of the scrum finds Kevin Sinfield. He's cut down by two St Helens defenders. Here goes Ali Lauatiti.
You'd have to say, Eddie, percentage-wise, that Leeds have got the... Oh, he's knocked on. That Leeds really have got this game in the bag because their build-up is a lot better. OK, they've given away possession there. They have been patient, apart from that pass. Good kicking into the corner. They've been forcing Saints. Yeah. Looks to me as though Hooper got a finger to it. 2-on-1.
Here comes St Helens again then.
It's cruel.
It is. Wellens. Well, something's got to give, surely, in the last quarter of an hour.
Well, the way they're going at each other, it'll probably be a rib cartilage because this has been one heck of a tough one.
Leon Price got the ball away, went backwards to Wellens, but there are numbers in evidence for Leeds. Cunningham gets the ball away to Gilmour, brilliant pass, and Gilmour loses his footing, gets up and scores his second try for the Saints tonight. Gilmour just pushes St Helens slightly into the lead for the first time. What a pass though on the inside from the grand old master himself, Kieran Cunningham. Watch this.
He hasn't run much from dummy half. On the one occasion he's done in the second. He threw a dummy back on the inside, on the angle. Oh, that is a great effort. Is he happy or what? All came about from this error, which was not spotted by the official. Ashley Klein was in a very, very good spot. Run onto the football. Nice little pad away. We'll remember that. That could keep that silver plate over in Lancashire, as you keep mentioning, Eddie.
Well, I mentioned it's in the St Helens boardroom that Gilmour, for once Leeds were just short on numbers in defence. Once he got round Jordan Tansey, even though he lost his footing, Gilmour still had time to get up and score the try. What a pass from him though. Lyon to add the extras, and it just sneaks inside the upright. 18 points to 14, St Helens.
Well, on one of the few occasions that Cunningham has scooted away from dummy half, throwing dummies right and left, and then just offloaded at the very, very right time.
We've seen two great tries, one by Ellis, one by Gilmour. Athletic back row forwards running into holes and just waiting for the ball player to find them at the right time. Ellis scored one there, Gilmour's come up with another in the second half. Great play. Chev Walker was only a metre away from where he needed to be, but that metre at this level is so different. It's the difference between 6 points and not.
Indeed so. And the likes of Cunningham, Gilmour and Gareth Ellis. I know he's the Wigan coach, but he's also the Great Britain coach for the Tri-Nations coming up at the end of the year. It does your heart good, Brian, I'm sure. There's some superb athletes out there, and that's just two to mention, Ellis and Gilmour. They really hit holes hard, and Saints now are just looking to get down the other end. We've seen the benefits of doing that in relation to not being anxious when you're playing with the ball. You know, forced errors and unforced errors is what people are talking about now. Where can we get the ball where we can score? All the Leeds players had to get back behind the 20-metre mark before Leeds could restart. That's why Mr. Klein has brought them back. Ellis is tackled. He plays the ball to Burrow. Here is Scruton.
Millard's off, and Matt Diskin has come into the fray. Obviously, Tony Smith wants to ensure they've got a good service. He's had a good stint, though, as Shane Millard.
Peacock eventually takes the tumble. Plays the ball to Tansey. Tansey then to Diskin. Here he is. First touch back. And a problem there for Vinnie Anderson, I think.
Looks
no,
like
it's not. It's Jason Hooper, I beg your pardon.
Hooper, yeah.
These haircuts are playing havoc with identification, but the numbers are big enough. Rob Burrow. Oof. There is a Leeds player, Rob Burrow, flat out. And there could be a problem here. It's a red card. It's a red card. And it's Jamie Lyon. Jamie Lyon sent off for a leg challenge on Rob Burrow. Remember, Ashley Klein was the man, and that was, well, it wasn't late, but it was right in to Rob Burrow.
Yeah, he raised the left elbow. That's the reason why he's been shown the red.
Ashley Klein was the referee that sent Michael Korkidas to the sin bin in the game against Wigan in the early moments. And he just brushed the kicker. Jamie Lyon nearly buried Rob Burrow then. Well, the man of steel is sent off.
If he used the shoulder, he may have got away with it. It's going to be a hard road now. Back, but you see him just lift the...
You're not even allowed to use the shoulder, I think, now, Steve. It's got to be the arms. It's got to be an attempted tackle or charge down legitimately on the ball. He does neither. He hits him late, and that's the rule.
This is Diskin, and it's going to be, as Steve-O says, a hard road here for the Saints now. There's Burrow, the man who was hit by Lyon. Picks himself up out of the mud. Diskin on the bounce to Lauer-Titi. What a pass! I don't know whether he's got the ball down. I don't know whether he's got the ball down, but what a pass! And I think Wellens got a wonderful tackle in.
Was it ever? Loses control.
But the pass was absolutely... Look at this!
Incredible, it was forward in too. That would have been a crucial decision.
Wellens saw to it.
You couldn't go to the video on that, but...
Well, Wellens saw to it that there was no need to go to anybody. It was a fantastic tackle from Paul Wellens.
But what about the skill factor? Okay, just to me went slightly forward. It's thriller minute.
Saints are in no hurry, but the referee has stopped the clock. Now we've got two balls on.
Well, is it a case now of Saints hanging on down to 12? They've amazed everybody here today in the fashion that they've kept the ball alive, but this is no time for being adventurous. This is hard work and field position.
There's a major headline, though, been made here tonight by Jamie Lyon being sent off. Are we absolutely convinced, gentlemen, that it was the correct decision?
I've no doubt, Eddie.
The mere fact that he's coming late, okay, it's a bit dubious, but I do think he lifts the left elbow, and that is the reason why.
Charged down by Diskin. This will be 6 to go for St Helens. It is. Crowd on the back of Ashley Klein. I don't know what they're expecting, because he definitely went to charge that ball down, Matt Diskin.
Eddie, the fans underneath here don't arrive with a rule book. That's good thinking.
Kieran Cunningham is a master of that.
Is he ever? That is wonderful thinking. This is the charge down from Diskin.
The hands went up. Yep. It's a charge down.
Definitely played at it. When you're under a lot of pressure, you need people with a very clear head and experience. And there's none more so than the acting captain today, Kieran Cunningham, who has just got his side a vital 45 metres downfield.
This is Maui Parcevalu. Kieran Cunningham having a big influence on this match. Graham.
Will they be thinking of the one, I ask?
Well, all it would do would be wind down the clock, because it would still mean that Leeds could get back at them with a converted try. Well, Wilkin. Cunningham waits. He's scheming at dummy half again. He finds Paul Wellens. Well, this This rain that we've had now for continuously for nearly an hour, causing the players a few problems, handling and everything.
Well, this is amazing. It's like a seven-a-side competition.
Here goes Gibson.
Oh, what a hang tap!
It was James Graham again.
Just got the fingertips to him. He was away.
This is Senior. Now it's Gareth Ellis.
Could have been a try save for that.
Rob Burrow loses it. Picked up by Melly. Off it goes to Parcevalu. It's suddenly opened up for Parcevalu. He was looking for support, it wasn't there. No wonder the pace that this game has been played at. Here goes Roby. He's lost it. Ellis. Peacock, I beg your pardon.
But it's getting to a point now where the crowd will cheer if you get a completed 6.
Scott Donald for Leeds.
It's at that point now where Leeds have to start testing their arm.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan, off it goes to Kevin Sinfield. Sinfield over the top to Senior and brilliantly funneled its way out to Lauatiti, back inside to Sinfield. Diskin from dummy half, away goes Parcevalu. Was he stood square? I think that might have been a penalty. Here comes Tansey, finds Gareth Ellis. Ellis waits on one knee, gets it away to Burrow. That tackle completed by Wilkin. Jordan Tansey, infield to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Sandwiched by Graham and Parcevalu.
Got to be a dink into the corner.
Diskin. It's a dab to the in-goal area from Tansey. And Leon Price just says, let's not take any risks.
A cool head there. Leon Price just said, no messing. Let's get out of it.
Well, 2 weeks ago, when Leeds last played here at home, they scored in the last minute of the game in the corner, and little Rob Burrow kicked the goal that won the match against the Bradford Bulls. Is history going to repeat itself here against the league leaders? Scruton. We have just over 5 minutes left for play. Scruton plays the ball, and here is Ellis. Gareth Ellis will stand and play the ball to Diskin. Diskin gives it to Peacock, and Peacock can't get away from Cunningham. Can't get away from Vinnie Anderson. Diskin, Burrow. Little man goes for the line again. Haul down. Diskin flew out the line, did Paul Welland. Kieran Cunningham.
Cunningham's defending for his life.
Sinfield, Lauatiti. Forward pass. Forward pass. Gibson is denied. It's a forward pass, says referee Ashley Clyde.
They're celebrating in the stands, but they don't realise that the official has blown the whistle. He's deemed it forward, and it is. He had no doubt, and I think you'll see it. Yeah. No chance of momentum rule coming into play there. That's a second occasion down that left-hand corner that he has been denied. First, a wonderful tackle from Wellens, and now the forward pass.
St Helens struggling to get out of their own quarter here. Peacock all round Roby. Scruton on the deck. Here is Leon Price.
Well, they've had to up the tempo as Saints. They realise a man down is just hard yakka now.
And Wilkin's gone for a 40-20.
Inside.
And Wilkin does not get it because the young fullback Jordan Tansey comes across. He's grounded though 20 metres from his own line. Less than 4 minutes to play. Here is Ashley Gibson, loses the ball. St Helens have it in the shape of Graham. Roby tries to go inside Diskin, can't get away from Sinfield.
Well, any normal side, you say they close up shop. Oh, that was a mile forward.
Anderson.
That was so far forward. Everyone in this ground saw it. I'm sure you did at home.
Here's Cunningham. Cunningham gives the pass. Here is Wilkin. Gets away from the grounded players. Can't get past Keith Senior. Cunningham. Graham. James Graham Senior again to the rescue. Wellens comes back this way. Wellens to Wilkin. To Leon Price. Leon Price showed it to two. Couldn't get away from Rob Burrow. Last tackle. Talau. Talau to Roby. And Roby. Roby stabs the ball towards the referee. Oh, it's come free. Let's get to Dave Hadfield. Let's find out who the man of this magnificent match is.
Well, so many players have performed above and beyond the call of duty on a foul like this. So many different names mentioned up here. Gareth Ellis, we think, has been terrific for Leeds. Kevin Sinfield, the imagination of his kicking especially. Shane Millard made a real difference for them. Mentioning dispatches for Nick Fozzard, kept on coming back over and got hammered every time he brought the ball up. John Wilkins so busy, but we think the player who's made the real big plays that have made the difference in the end. Our man of the match tonight, Lee Gilmour.
Lee Gilmour then, man of the match. And that was out the back door from Anderson to Gardner. There is the man of the match at dummy half. Gilmour finds James Graham, looking to penetrate this Leeds defence. It's stood firm so far inside the last 2 minutes of the match. It's with Wilkin, and Wilkin saw a gap. Last tackle here for St Helens. No one standing back. There's no Sean Long, of course. No drop goal specialist. Leon Price and Willie Talau so close to wrapping it up.
90 seconds, Eddie. They've got 90 seconds here. Can they play that get out of jail card again?
Well, Willie Talau, how on earth did he miss it? There's a great little dink in there from Leon Price. Well, tackle for the life now. He went so close to wrapping this game up.
Here goes Sinfield for Leeds. 2 tackles gone. They're still inside their own half. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. Burrow to Lauatiti. Lauatiti gets tackled just on the halfway line. Burrow again. Here's Sinfield. Sinfield to Nick Scruton. The St Helens defence now stands firm.
Well, they won't get another set, so they've got to score on this one as far as I'm concerned. The Rhinos.
They've got 2 tackles remaining. Sinfield will kick early, and he will turn them around. Wellens will pick it up. He's tackled, and that could be the game saver for St Helens. Surely there will be nothing fancy now from the Saints. And Roby gets away.
He's played his part. He really has been electric.
12 men at St Helens are 15 seconds away from the victory that just about could wrap up the League Leaders Shield for 2006. Roby will put the kick in, and that will do. St Helens and Daniel Anderson on his first visit to Headingley has beaten Tony Smith's Leeds Rhinos. Lee Gilmour with his 2 tries, one in the first half, one midway through the second. He has won the Man of the Match award. Leeds are bitterly disappointed, but the 12 men of St Helens, with Jamie Lyon sensationally sent off by referee Ashley Klein, they hang on, they survive, and they march on at the top of the table. They trailed 14-12 at half-time. Only 1 try in the second half, and Saints scored it through Gilmour, improved by Lyon before he was red-carded by Ashley Klein. A wonderful match, played in the end in the most awful conditions, and here's the man of the match. Boy, does he deserve the Gillette Sports Pack. He's talking to Bill.
Lee, what a time to get your first win at Headingley in 4 years.
I didn't know it for 4 years, but a massive victory today. You know, the boys played outstanding. The last 20 minutes were as tough a game as I've ever played in, and you know, it gives us a nice cushion now, a 6 points on Leeds, and depending what we'll do this weekend, maybe 6 on them.
At 14-6 down, what was going through your mind halfway through that first half?
We felt that Leeds were, you know, capitalising on our penalties and our errors with the ball. So second half, we just wanted to cut those errors out of his game and playing there in the field, and we did that in second half, and we got the 2 points.
And a crucial couple of tries for yourself, particularly that one right before half-time. How important was that in the end?
Yeah, you know, it's always a good thing to get a score just before half-time. It just gives that little bit of a mentality over the opposition, and you know, like I said, you know, second half were magnificent, and the 2 points were ours.
Congratulations there on a man of the match performance. We'll bring in Kieran Cunningham. Kieran, a massive performance from yourself tonight, and a really, really important win for St Helens.
Oh yeah, it was massive, you know. We've got a massive game next weekend, got a few players out, and we just wanted to get that character back in our defence, and players aside, we just played the conditions. I thought it was awesome, our defence was outstanding, the boys played great.
And how important is that 2 points to a second consecutive minor premiership?
Very important, very, very important. I believe Hull's lost tonight, so you know, a few teams nipping at our heels, and that just gives us a little bit of breathing space now.
And Leeds, of course, second in the table, so very likely to face them at Old Trafford. That would be a superb grand final, or are you looking that far ahead?
No, we're looking to next week. We've got a semi-final next week, and then we'll just take it game by game.
OK, well done, clearing. Bring in the St Helens coach, Daniel Anderson. Daniel, Leeds made you work so hard for that 2 points.
That was a fantastic game of football in these conditions, and everyone got their money's worth.
Yeah, but well, how important do you think those 2 points will be come the end of the season?
Hindsight will tell it, but I mean, we can only do it like we're building as we go for the back end of the year, and I thought our performance was great. I thought Rhinos were great as well, so I think we've got a few more meetings in tap between us two.
Just a word on the 2 players we've already talked about there. Lee Gilmour and Kieran Cunningham, massive performances for St Helens this afternoon.
We had to dig deep across the board, you know. We had 12 players for over 20 minutes today, and I know that our opposition had 12 as well for a period there, but it certainly tests the resolve of the players, and I'm very happy for them.
One not so good point for you, the sending off of Jamie Lyon. What was your view on that?
Probably looks a little worse than what it is, you know. He'll be disappointed by what happened there, but we'll leave it with the RFL and the judiciary now.
Congratulations, Daniel. Well done today.
Thanks very much.
A great result for Daniel Anderson, and it's the first time that Leeds Rhinos have suffered back-to-back defeats in the Super League this season. St Helens have won by 18 points to 14, and there was a full house here to see it. And you can see how significant it is at the top of the table. There is now a 6-point gap between Saints and Leeds and Hull, and they'll be breathing a sigh of relief, Hull having lost at Harlequins earlier today, and a 6-point gap with just 6 games to play. But, well, round about the 6th spot, it's getting pretty tight, isn't it? Well, the St Helens supporters, soaked to the skin. Yeah, it's a great day for them, apart from the fact that they're going home dripping wet. It has not stopped raining for an hour, but at least it's warm rain. We're in the summer, of course. It's the warm rain of Headingley. Wow, what a game. And Leeds, as I say, back-to-back defeats, first time this year. And that's just about the League Leaders' Shield, isn't it?
I wouldn't say so, no, with 6 games to go. It's too many ups and downs this year.
4?
Probably not, no, but I think that, you know, what we've seen is 2 teams that are fighting and trying to build their form for the end of the year. It's that time of year when you've got to be building. You've got to get most of your injured players back on deck. Leeds had a couple missing, Saints had a couple missing. I think form at the end of the year is vitally important. I don't think either club or any club in that top end, you know, top echelon is thinking about that piece of silver at the end. It's a nice reward at the end of the year for being where you've been, but form and consistency was very important. What these 2 teams have shown tonight is that they're very, very determined to be in the shake-up towards the back end. They're determined to finish the season strong. They're both very well coached, and I think we saw some desire and enthusiasm that the competition brings about at this time of year. I thought it was a terrific game of rugby league.
It was a fabulous game of rugby league, and we've said all year this is probably the best Super League ever of all time, top and bottom. Whoever goes out of this competition will go away with record number of points. And up at the top, Phil, I think these 2 sides probably just a little bit ahead of the rest.
Yeah, just so, but still, I think Hull and Bradford have got a chance. I think for either team to win tonight, some players had to come up with personal bests, whether that be in attack or defence or you're kicking. And I think that a few of the St Helens players just found their personal best tonight when the pressure really was on them. They came up with the big plays, and again, as Kieran Cunningham's talked about, their defence in those conditions was fantastic, really. Everybody in the right position, working for one another, individually stopping the man when they had to do, and collectively stopping their opponents as a team when they had to do.
Absolutely. Well, the The headlines won't necessarily be made by the fact that St Helens have won here tonight, but I think a lot of headlines will be made by the fact that the Man of Steel, Jamie Lyon, was red-carded by referee Ashley Klein. It could mean that he will miss next week's Challenge Cup semi-final. Was it merited, Steve-O? Did he deserve the red card?
Yeah, I think he did. I think the mere fact that you could see quite clearly, as far as I'm concerned, that he lifts the left elbow, and I think you'll see here that Barrow gets a kick away. It's connected himself, but I think it's just bringing the elbow that has probably got him sent off by the official. But it looks bad from that angle, and they will do it frame by frame, as we are seeing here. He certainly raised the elbow, and that perhaps is the reason why the official gave it. But when they look at it, the Rugby Football League, they will analyse it. They will just say, well, you know what, did he commit himself? He certainly didn't appear to be late, as far as I'm concerned.
All I'll say about it, Steve-O, is if Michael Korkidas deserved the yellow card, that then, I suppose,
deserved
was
a
red card.
Yeah, without a doubt, because that, to me, looked 3 times worse than the Korkidas event. But we are not in judgment of these. It's up to the Rugby Football League whether it'll be. It'll be nervous moments for Jamie Lyon because he could miss the semi-final, and he is a key player. But you've got to give credit to this St Helens side. Atrocious conditions. The game was superb. The skill factor was outstanding. And for the one and only time in the second half that Kieran Cunningham ran from dummy half, allowed the pass for Gilmour to get his second try. They had the opportunities, Leeds, but it was a forward pass, and you can see quite clearly that Lautiti to young Gibson. It looked as though Leeds had just snapped it, but I'm afraid they didn't. It was as simple as that. But what a great game. Congratulations to both sides.
Yes, a fantastic game in the most awful conditions. As I say, the talking point is Jamie Lyon. Phil, you were absolutely 100% with the referee during the course of the match. You've seen it again now a number of times. Still with him?
Yeah, I think he should have been sent off. Jamie Lyon and St Helens have got a big decision to make this week then. Before they appear at the RAFL at the disciplinary hearing, they have to decide whether they're going to plead guilty or not guilty to the charge that's brought against him. Now then, that's a big decision because that will obviously affect ultimately his sentencing as well for that. They also take into account his previous record both here and in Australia, and when that's taken into account, I got the feeling maybe he won't do too bad in terms of a sentencing.
OK, well, that's the Jamie Lyon business, I think, well and truly covered. Brian Noble is here. He knows what it means, of course, to get a team to the grand final, knows how vital it is to plan and get those able bodies back on board at the right moment. I think you'll concede that these two are the best sides in the competition just now on what we've seen.
Probably so, yeah. And what we've just seen in the conditions and the element of desire and enthusiasm, how much it meant to everybody, you've got to say that they're very focused teams, aren't they? But I've seen Hull recently and I've seen Bradford recently, and you know, finishing the top 6, I think we've shown that you've got to be playing well the last couple of weeks of the season, and anything can happen. You can have an off day if you're one of these two teams. So you've got to plan meticulously, and what you need to do, we've got a 2-week break now. Most of those top 6 and the bottom 6, in fact, for their struggle and their fight, need everybody healthy and need to ramp up, if that's the right expression, to get your form right and get your game right.
Do you think in this year we can see someone coming from 6 and going all the way to Old Trafford?
Well, we've managed to change all the time, haven't we? We did it from 3rd last year, I think it was. Why not? If you've got the belief and you've got the self-confidence, it's any field anywhere, isn't it, in relation to going to... You've got to win a couple of games at home. I'm not saying it's not difficult. You've got to win a couple of games away from home, but...
Wigan for Old Trafford, then?
We've plenty of work to do in relation to where we're at the moment, and with 7 games to go, we certainly need some more wins.
Sorry to drop that one on your toes. I couldn't resist. Right. Still to come here tonight. World Cup Speedway is here on Sky Sports 1. That's the final. Tonight, Midlands Masters Football is at 8 on Sky Sports 2, and golf with the BC Open at 8 on Sky Sports Extra. Plus there's boxing with a big fight special. Carlos Baldemir against Arturo Gatti. They fight it out for the WBC welterweight title. That's at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sky Sports 1. We've already mentioned that the NRL Sunday show features Canberra and St George Illawarra Dragons in the morning, 10:30 Sky Sports 2. And we have already mentioned too that we take a break next week because of the Challenge Cup semi-finals. We come back with a bang. Hull against Leeds, Castleford against Wakefield. Trust we'll have your company for that. Brian's at Warrington tomorrow, another full house, another great game. Bye-bye. tonight.